Hello everybody, this is CrossForger, and welcome back to another video on recreating wildlife in Minecraft Java. Today, we're going to be doing session 7, which is, of course, the superpowers. Now, I don't know if I'll be able to fit it all into one episode. It's a lot, and it'd probably be over an hour of recording. And so, it might have to be in a tutorial number 4 instead of 3 videos. But we'll see. And I think we're about to jump into the next session right about now. And here we are in session 7. Now this one was definitely more command intense and redstone intense, but yeah, well, I mean, if we take it as each little piece, it's not too complicated. Some of them aren't too bad. I mean, like this one's not too big. Instead of just staring at it, getting more horrified, let's try to dive into this right away. And to help us get into this, I also have a secondary account here, rocking the green skin, which will also allow me to record their screen and help me to test all of this. Let's jump right in. So we're going to start with, well, the first one I built, and I didn't really pick an order. I just kind of went, I guess, easiest to hardest. We're going to start with Lizzie's ability, or LDShadowLady. And of course, if you remember Lizzie's ability, it is to blind her enemies and then quickly make an escape with invisibility. So let's go ahead and stick our player right here, and we're going to type the trigger out for this, which will be /trigger void. I'm going to enter that there, and as you can see, I'm now invisible. And if we quickly swap over to the other screen, you will see that I was blinded there for a second. And if we in fact trigger that real quick, you'll see that the other player will go invisible and the secondary account will be blinded, but for a very, very short amount of time. And there's actually a timer going on, which will stop you from using that trigger again too fast. As you can see, I'm not allowed to use it, but when it comes back around, it'll activate this RS NOR latch, which will then enable the trigger again for me, or whichever player you want. And of course, the commands, well, I would say they'd be down in the description, but there's a lot of them, and so I might only be able to fit a few in the description and have to put the rest in the comment section. If you need me to re-comment them, like if they disappear in the deep depths of people's comments, which at the moment you don't have to worry about. Yeah, if you need me to send the comments again, just ask, and I don't mind sending that comment again, that you guys can read that and copy down the commands. Let's go ahead and dive right into this. So let's start with adding the trigger. So we got scoreboard, objectives, add void trigger. That's the name of the trigger, and that is just to turn it into a trigger. That's all you need there. It's an impulse. It needs redstone. And after you've made this, you can kind of just break this block. You don't need it. You just activate it to get the trigger. And then after this, to detect the trigger, we have execute as all players scores with void equal to 1 or more, name equals CrossForger, and of course you swap this out for whoever it is. So in this case, it'd be LDShadowLady. Run set block, or one block to, I think it's maybe to the left or the right, I can't remember. And then 10 blocks behind, and then Minecraft redstone block replace to repeat and always active. And yeah, I guess it's one block to the right, so it goes back here, and then we'll set this block to a redstone block. And then above that, we have execute at CrossForger run effect give CrossForger Minecraft invisibility 10/5 true. This is on a chain and always active, and it's a conditional. Then we have above that, we have execute at CrossForger run effect give all players distance 0.127 name not CrossForger Minecraft blindness 10/5 true. On a chain, conditional, always active. And then above that, we have scoreboard players set at a void to 0. And that is just a chain and always active. Then the one of the two last command blocks is this right here, which is just scoreboard players enable CrossForger void. and this will be replaced with whoever you have. In this case, it'd be LDShadowLady. And then we're going to go over to here to this final command right here, which is set block 2 blocks, well, this way. So to the right of this command block, 2 blocks to the right, to stone, and it will be replaced. And this is just impulse, it needs redstone. Yeah, so the redstone for this is pretty simple. Let's start with just a block right here. A repeater all the way back to 4. With a block of grass, it doesn't matter the block, but just block here with a torch, redstone going along like this, into another block with a redstone torch on this side, redstone going along like this, and then at this end, you'll have the command block that was the enable. Then you'll have a repeater going into this, redstone going out like this, repeater going out like that. Then you will have a repeater going out like this into the command block that will set the block, this one, to stone. Then you'll just have repeaters going along like this. The length doesn't really matter. The more you go, the longer the timer. And of course, this could be or it could just be a hopper clock timer. Then we'll have redstone going out to the side like this. This is just to connect them. Technically, you could just replace this block with a piece of redstone like so, but this just looks neater. And so we're just going to go with that. Then we'll have repeaters going this way into another block, redstone. Then repeaters going this way into a block, redstone. Repeaters going this way into a block, redstone. Repeaters going this way into a block, redstone. And finally, the repeaters going all the way along to a block, all the way along like this to another block, and then finally back to this block and this repeater. And this is simply just a timer to keep players from constantly running the trigger. It's just a small buffer. And so now we're going to move on to our next superpower, which is Pearlescentmoon superpower. And if you remember that one is the ability to launch up into the air and be able to fly like you're wearing an elytra. In this case, you will be wearing an elytra, and you will be actually stuck with that elytra, but that's okay, because you won't lose any armor points. So let's go ahead and, yeah, well, we won't wear any armor. So in this case, what will usually happen with the command, this armor stand will actually have a chest plate on it. And that's because the instant this is run, this whole tower is run for the first time, this armor stand will actually be equipped with the chest plate that the player is wearing. So it would wear a copper chest plate. And that's important because we don't want the player to lose their enchanted chest plate, or maybe it's a diamond chest plate. Whatever it is, we want them to be able to get it back at the end of the day. So now let's go ahead and just trigger this ability real quick. And I'm going to go into survival mode so that you can see something. So you'll see right there, I have no armor points because, well, I'm wearing no armor. But if I run the trigger flight and I hit spacebar, I will then launch up into the air. And if I hit space again, I will then start gliding. And as you can see, I also have armor points now, even though I'm wearing no armor. The elytra does not count as armor. Now, you can die if you run into the ground or hit a wall too fast. But as you can see, now I have an elytra. And of course, I can elytra hop with this, but I can't actually take off the elytra. It has Curse of Binding and Curse of Vanishing. And it does have, I mean, you could add Unbreaking 3 or some crazy amount of Unbreaking. But at the moment, that's just what I have here. So eventually you could get rid of these and then just have no chest plate on. Or you could stick a chest plate in its slot. But the instant you trigger flight again, like if you manage to, here, let's just go ahead and take that off and then go back into survival mode. Let's say we just happen to get rid of that. If we manage to trigger flight again, we get re-equipped. And we are able to fly again and go back into creative mode so we can break this down for you guys. Let's go ahead and start with this scoreboard objectives add flight trigger. The impulse and needs redstone. Above that, we have, and this will all run at the same time once you built this, summon Minecraft armor stand, 1 block behind, and then 1 block up. Tags hold armor. It's a chain, always active and conditional. Above that, we have summon Minecraft armor stand, 2 blocks behind and 2 blocks above. And it has tags no armor. And this is chain, always active and conditional. Above that, we have, it is item, replace entity. All entities tag no armor, limit 1, sort nearest, armor.chest with Minecraft elytra, Minecraft enchantments equal binding curse 1, comma, vanishing underscore curse 100. And in fact, if we wanted to, and if you wanted to add more enchantments to this, all you have to do is add a comma here. And let's go with unbreaking. And then we'd go with a colon like that. And then we add a value. And I think with this, let's just say, let's set it to 100. And that kind of guarantees it won't break. But you can add unbreaking if you wanted to. But I might just leave that off. And then we set it to 1. It'll be a chain, always active, and conditional. And above that, we have data, modify, entity, entity type, Minecraft, armor, stand, limit 1, tag, hold armor, sort, nearest, equipment, set from entity, crossforger, equipment. The chain, always active, and conditional. And that's just to summon these guys here at the very beginning. It will summon this guy with an elytra equipped, with, of course, the enchantments that I had on, which was the Curse of Binding and the Curse of, I think it was the Curse of Vanishing maybe as well. And then this guy, of course, will summon with the chest plate that I had on at the very beginning of the game. And then we have right here is to detect the trigger. We have execute as all players, scores, flight, 1 or more, name, crossforger, run, set block, 1 block to the right and 10 blocks back, Minecraft, redstone, block, replace. And that is on a repeat, always active. Next, we have execute at crossforger, run, effect, give, crossforger, Minecraft, jump boost, 550, true. Chain, always active. And conditional. Above that, we have scoreboard players set, all players, flight to 0. It's a chain, always active, and unconditional. And then it's literally copy this, the redstone, right here. Just copy all of it, because this is literally just scoreboard players enable crossforger flight. Just going to change the trigger from void to flight. And then, of course, it's the same redstone. This is just to set this block right here to stone. And there are 2 more command blocks, which is right here. We have item, replace, entity, crossforger, armor.chest, from entity, all entities type, Minecraft, armor stand, limit 1, tag, no armor, sort, nearest, armor.chest, impulse, and needs redstone. Above that, we have attribute, crossforger, Minecraft, armor, base set, 8, chain, always active, and conditional. This is to give me those armor points that I showed you right there. And the rest of it is literally the same timer. This one's just, I guess this one's a little bit shorter though. I don't know if that's quite important. You can set the time limit to your own thing. It's really up to you, but as you can see, everything else is lined up. And next we have GeminiTay, which is sort of the ability to go into a spectator mode type form. And we're just going to do this in front of our friend here so that they can see. And I'll switch over to that so you guys can see that for yourself. And I'm just going to run the trigger ghost. And we're just going to trigger that. And as you can see, it looks like I'm still there, but in reality, if I swap back for you, in reality, I'm actually spectating. This is really just a mannequin, which they added to the game not too long ago. And it's made to, well, when it summons in, it's made to look at the nearest player, which just happens to be this guy here. And so yeah, that's pretty neat. And I can just fly around if I want to, and I can go pretty far. In fact, very far. But if I need to return to my body, there are 2 ways that can happen. 1, I can do the simple trigger of body, which will send me back into, well, me. Or I can do the other way, which if I grab out a sword real quick, and I get hit, it will actually send me back into my body right there. And it will set me into survival mode. And to demonstrate, I will also do the trigger ghost and set myself back into here. And then I will quickly just run the trigger for body, which will send me right back in here and back into survival mode. So let's just go ahead and break this down. We're going to start with the scoreboard objectives, add ghost, trigger, impulse, needs redstone. Above it, we have the other trigger, which is scoreboard objectives, add body, trigger. impulse, and needs redstone. And after you've activated these, well, you can just break these 2 blocks if you want. Next, we have to detect the trigger, we have execute as all players scores ghost 1 or more, name CrossForger, and of course you swap this out with whichever player you want. So in this case, it'd be GeminiTay. Run, set block, 1 block to the right and 10 blocks back. Minecraft redstone block, replace, repeat, always active, unconditional. Above it, we will have execute at CrossForger, run, summon Minecraft mannequin. That's the mannequins I was talking about. Right at me. So these 3 tildes stand for summoning right at the player that they're talking about, which would be CrossForger. Profile, name, CrossForger, and you'll swap this out for the profile of the player that you want. So it wouldn't be CrossForger, it would be GeminiTay. Custom name, CrossForger, and of course, again, it wouldn't be CrossForger, it would be GeminiTay or whichever player you wanted to give this ability to. Custom name, visible 1, high description, 1, immovable, true, tags, body. Chain, always active, condition. And above that, we have game mode, spectator, CrossForger. Chain, always active, condition. Above that, we will have execute at all entities, type Minecraft mannequin, name, CrossForger, tag, body, run, summon, Minecraft interaction, 3 tildes, width, 1 block, height, 2 blocks tall, tags, detect, and that is it. It will be a chain, always active, and a conditional. Above that, we will have scoreboard, player set, all players ghost to 0, chain, always active, and then conditional. And then, of course, it is pretty much the same design as Pearlescentmoons for the timer length. And right here, we will have the scoreboard players enable CrossForger Ghost, set block, 2 blocks to the right to stone. Above this, we will have execute as all entities, type Minecraft mannequin, name CrossForger, tag, body, at s, anchored, eyes, facing entity, nearest player, name not CrossForger, eyes, run, TP, at s, tilde, 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 tilde. If you recognize this, this is pretty much a little bit more complicated, but pretty much the same command to make it where an entity will always teleport to be facing you. Except it's for the mannequin to make it face you. It runs once so that it can summon in and then start facing the player. And then over here, we have a little bit more complicated, but again, you guys should be able to handle this. This right here will be execute as all players scores body 1 or more, name CrossForger, run, set block, tilde, tilde 2, which will be 2 blocks backwards. Minecraft redstone block, replace, repeat, always active. And over here we have execute at all entities, type Minecraft mannequin, name equals CrossForger, tag, body, run, TP, CrossForger, tilde, tilde, tilde. Chain, always active, conditional. Above that we have kill, all entities, type equals Minecraft interaction, tag equals detect, chain, always active, and conditional. Above that we have scoreboard, player set, all players body to 0, chain, always active, unconditional. And above that, we have scoreboard players enable, CrossForger, body, chain, always active, unconditional. What this will do, we'll run over here and it will set this block to redstone. And below that block, we have a set block, 1 block above, which is the stone block, 2 stone, replace. And then to the side of that, or I guess the left, we have kill, all entities, type Minecraft, mannequin, name, equals CrossForger, tag equals body, impulse, needs redstone, unconditional. Over here we have game mode, survival, CrossForger, impulse, needs redstone, unconditional. Then we have this tower right here, which is smaller, so that's always a good sign. Execute as all entities, type interaction, tag detect, on attacker, run, set block, tilde, 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 -2, which is just going this way. So it's going to set this block, the stone block, to redstone. Minecraft redstone block, replace, repeat, always active, and unconditional. Above that, we have execute as entity type interaction, tag detect, run data, remove entity, at s, attack, chain, always active, unconditional. Above that, we have an execute at all entities type Minecraft, mannequin, name, crossforger, tag, body, run, TP, crossforger, tilde, 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 chain, always active, conditional. Above that, we have kill, all entities type Minecraft interaction, tag, detect, chain, always active, and conditional. And that's it. Next up on our list, we have ZombieCleo, which is, of course, to revive her fallen friends and give them a second chance, or even a third, or a fourth, or a fifth, or a sixth. Go ahead and run this command. But first, let's go ahead and set our friend right here onto spectator mode, because this actually requires them to be in spectator mode, and will also require them to be dead a couple of times. So they're in spectator mode, so we'll just leave them right here. And let's go ahead and run this trigger. I guess we'll step right here, and we're going to trigger, revive, and enter. As you see, I've gotten blindness, but you'll also see that my secondary count is now here. And if I swap over to that view, you'll also see they have only 4 hearts, and in the game they will also be on, their name will be red instead of green. And so that is ZombieCleo's ability in action. And let's go ahead and see how to actually make this. So we're going to run the scoreboard objectives add, revive, trigger, impulse, and needs redstone. And then we also have right here, we have execute as all players scores revive 1 or more, name, crossforger, run, set block, 1 block to the right and 10 blocks back, Minecraft, redstone, block, replace, repeat, always active, and unconditional. Above that, we will have execute at crossforger, run, effect give, crossforger, Minecraft blindness, 10, 5, true, chain, always active, and conditional. Above that, we will have execute at crossforger, run, summon, Minecraft lightning bolt, tilde, tilde, 20, so that's 20 blocks up, and tilde 5, that is 5 blocks back, chain, always active, and conditional. Above that, we will have the execute at crossforger, run, summon, Minecraft lightning bolt, 20 blocks up, 5 blocks back, chain, always active, and conditional. And a lot of these are actually just the summon lightning bolt. That's just to summon 3 lightning bolts there. But above all that, we have this command right here, which is execute at crossforger as crossforger, run, TP, all entities, game mode, spectator, type, Minecraft, player, crossforger, chain, always active, and conditional. And this, so it's just 3 command blocks for lightning, and then 1 command block right there. And then above that, this is attribute, nearest entity, game mode, spectator, Minecraft, max health, base set 8, chain, conditional, always active. And I don't, because apparently it has to be just 1 player. Now, of course, we could just go nearest player, but I think what this would do is it would make it where it would only set 1 of the players in spectator mode to their max health to 8, which is just 4 hearts. So I guess what you should do is set this command block, add a couple more of these, just how there's duplicates of the lightning bolts. Just take this command block, the chain, always active, and conditional, and add a couple more, and then have this one, have this 3 up a couple blocks. Now, this one is, this scoreboard isn't active, and what this means, and it actually is active at the moment, but what it does is it's connected to a tutorial, which I will leave down in the description. And that's how I've got my colored name, and that's just tracking, it's going to change from green to yellow to red, and then eventually gray when I'm in spectator mode. It's a really great tutorial, and in fact, if you want to have the life counting thing, this is what you need, and that's the tutorial you need. We're going to go from scoreboard players, set, all players, game mode, spectator, deaths to 2, chain, conditional, always active. And then above that, we will have game mode, survival, all players, game mode, spectator, chain, always active, and conditional. Finally, above that, we will have scoreboard, players set, all players revive to 0, chain, always active, and unconditional. And of course, the redstone is literally the exact same as all the other ones, except the timer is much longer because, well, I didn't want you to be able to revive them over and over and over again almost instantly. Now, of course, this timer is short enough that And the time it takes for one of these guys to die, you would have already had the revive thing back. So you could set this to a much longer timer. Again, a hopper timer would be great. But yeah, let's just go ahead and show you here real quick. It's just scoreboard, players enable, crossforger, revive. And then here it is just the set block, 2 blocks to the right, stone, replace. And that is it. Moving on, we have Big B stats ability, which is to give him some reinforcements in the creaking department. Let's go ahead and check this out. So over here, we have team add creaking, impulse, and needs redstone. Above this, we have team join creaking, all entities type Minecraft creaking, repeat and always active. And then to the side here, we have team join creaking crossforger, the impulse, and needs redstone. Now what this simply does is it makes it where all creaking in the game can't hurt Big B stats, but they will try to hurt other players. Here we have scoreboard objectives add, creaking, trigger, impulse, needs redstone. Above that we have scoreboard objectives add, hide, trigger, impulse, needs redstone. Let's go ahead and show this command in action. So we're just going to pop myself right here and we're going to do trigger creaking. There we go. And of course, once you run that, of course, they will not hit you or attack you. And as you can see, since this is in creative mode, they don't detect that. And since I'm on their team, they also don't detect me. So I can just look at them all I want. And I can also kill them because they are just simply one-hit kills, which I just couldn't figure out a way to get around that. I don't know if there's some like armor you can add. I don't really know, but at the moment, they're just one-hit kills. Which, I guess, here, let's go ahead and show the trigger hide. You can see right there, it will just kill them. Now, you may have to either set this to a repeating and always active, because it may reset every single time you leave the world. I don't know if that's accurate. You can test around with that, because I had to fire this command off again and set me onto the team, just so that, well, the creaking wouldn't kill me. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of this command. I've already shown you this, so let's move on to this part of it, which is execute as all player scores creaking 1 or more, name, crossforger, run, set block, 1 block to the right and 10 blocks back, Minecraft, redstone, block, replace, repeat, always active, and unconditional. Next, we have execute at crossforger, run, summon, Minecraft, creaking, 2 blocks back, chain, always active, and conditional. Next, we have execute at crossforger, run, summon, Minecraft, creaking, 2 blocks to the right and 1 block up, chain, always active and conditional. Execute at crossforger, run, summon, Minecraft creaking, -2, and chain, always active and conditional. And above that, we have scoreboard players set, all players creaking to 0, chain, always active and conditional. And then, of course, we have the scoreboard players enable, crossforger creaking, and over here we have set block, 2 blocks to the right, stone, replace. And then over here, we have a very simple set of commands right here. Underneath, we have a set block, 1 block above, 2 stone, replace. And then right here, we have kill all entities type Minecraft creaking, impulse, needs redstone. And then right here, we will have the execute as all players scores hide, 1 or more, name, crossforger, run, set block, 2 blocks back. So right here, do Minecraft redstone, block, replace. It's on repeat, always active, and unconditional. We have scoreboard players set, all players hide to 0, chain, always active, and unconditional. Above, we have scoreboard players enable, crossforger, hide, chain, always active, and unconditional. Then we move on to BOO. Now, his one is interesting. His ability is to slow down time and be the only player to sleep. I could try to figure out how to set it up where it could detect when only B-dubs is in a bed, but I decided to just simply set it as game rule players sleeping percentage to 0, repeat, and always active and unconditional. That way now that does mean that anyone can sleep, not just B-dubs. I decided I just might as well just leave it where anyone can sleep. Besides, B-dubs would probably be the only one to sleep on the server anyway, even if they had the option to just have one person sleep. And then of course, for this, you'll also have to give the operator commands to BOO or whoever you gave that ability to use the tick command, and then tell them to use /tick rate 3, then write /tick rate 20 to send it back to regular time. So you'd give them operator commands to be able to go tick rate 3, and then it would slow down time. Not too slow, but much slower, for sure. And then eventually, after a little bit, after they thought that it's been enough time, you could easily go to tick rate 20 and send it back to normal time. Now, this does mean that you have to trust them with having operator commands. Now, next up on our list, we have Etho, which, if we check out right here, is scoreboard objectives add, mace, trigger, impulse, needs redstone. Above that, we have scoreboard players enable, crossforger, mace, impulse, needs redstone. Over here, we have execute as all players scores mace 1 or more, name, crossforger, run, set block, 3 blocks to the right, Minecraft redstone, block, repeat, always active, and unconditional. Above that, we have scoreboard players set all players mace to 0, chain, always active, and unconditional. This will, when triggered, will run over here and set this block to redstone. And above this, we'll set the block, the stone block up above, to stone. It's replace, impulse, needs redstone, and unconditional. And then off to the right, we have, right here, we have give, crossforger, Minecraft mace, Minecraft enchantments equal vanishing, curse, 255, wind burst, 3, and 1. Impulse, needs redstone, and unconditional. Above that, we have give, crossforger, Minecraft wind charge, 3, impulse, needs redstone. To the back, we have set block, 8 blocks backwards, redstone, block, replace, impulse, needs redstone. Now what this does is, once this is enabled, and this can only be fired off once, so that's why I had to click this button, is because it only enables once, just so you're not able to run trigger mace multiple times to give yourself multiple maces. So if I run trigger mace, it will give me 3 wind charges and a mace. The reason I got 2 was actually because this ran along like this, and then set a timer going, which will actually, every time it comes around, we'll run into this command block here, which is /give crossforger, Minecraft wind charge 1, impulse, and needs redstone. So as you can see, it'll eventually make its way all the way back around again and give me another wind charge. And if we go over here to this command right here, we have execute at crossforger unless 1 block below me is air, repeat, always active, unconditional. Set up to a comparator, goes into this block with a torch, which reverses the signal. So it's kind of like, instead of saying if the block below me is air, it's more like if the block below me is solid. So if there's ground below me. Then it will go into this pulse lengthener, which will then go into this AND gate, which will then run into this torch here, which will run into effect, give, crossforger, Minecraft levitation, 1, 8, true, impulse, needs redstone, unconditional. Now the reason it's an AND gate is because you'll see that this torch right here will not fire off, because even though this one goes dark, this will not fire off, because this right here, we need the pulse from this one to shut off that torch. So we'll start with here, which is execute at crossforger if entity, all entities type Minecraft, wind charge, positioned at the player, run, play sound, Minecraft, ambient, basalt delta, additions, ambient, crossforger, tilde, 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 0, 0, 0, repeat, always active, and unconditional. Now, the reason I have this basalt delta is it's because it's kind of like a dummy command. It's just there so that these comparators can detect that this command ran. And it's going to run off to the side here, which is effect, give, crossforger, Minecraft levitation, 1, 2, true, impulse, needs redstone, unconditional. I'll run out this to another pulse lengthener, which will then eventually run into this, and then back into this command block here. Now what this is doing is, whenever I throw a wind charge at the ground, it'll actually make me go further. In fact, so much further that I'm able to travel up 11 blocks. And I could also end up actually throwing this really high and get up a little bit further than usual. That's okay. I don't know if I think I showed you this one where it sets it to stone right there. That's all the time I have for today. I'm definitely going to have to split this one up into multiple episodes, because this is a lot. So let's just go ahead and stop that timer real quick there. We still have a decent portion left, but I think that's going to have to be saved for episode 4, where we will go on from Tango Tech to Smallish Beans to Good Times with Scar and beyond. Thank you all for joining me. I hope to see you guys in the next video. I hope I made your day 10 times better. I hope that you guys just have a wonderful holiday season, and may God bless you and keep you. And I guess I will be seeing you guys in episode 4. Bye.